Hey guys, it is Crabby Empath here. I wanted to have a little discussion before I did a reading. I'm going to do them in two separate videos. My air conditioner. Some of you, I think, prefer my discussion over my tarot reading. So this is kind of separating the two because I throw out information as I go through and like shuffle cards and stuff. So I'm going to tell you some of the stuff I found. Just looking up little facts and stuff. Try to center myself here. Sorry I didn't get all purdy-ful too much for y'all. But they are going to be doing a investigation. They have a review committee of 5 people on Fort Hood. Secretary Ryan McCarthy. Honestly, if I talk about like how I am kind of in, I don't know, how I read people in a sense, and when I was watching the press conference with Secretary McCarthy, the way he was looking at, I don't know if I ever got this man's right, Major General Scott Efflandt. Wow. I mean, if you could throw daggers, and it was like, I mean, 2 people can watch the same interview and get completely 2 different things out of it. Whenever McCarthy he steps aside, like there's a question he's asked, and he kind of steps aside and kind of gives Efflandt the stand, you know what I mean? And he decides to speak off camera over to the side. Now, with Efflandt, I've done my own reading on him. What I got from it, and I don't know, it's kind of the feeling I've had on the guy, so that could have been that too. And I've also seen, there are tarot readers that I love to watch that actually, I just find them incredible people. I don't know if I'm supposed to give them a shout out or not, but they're good. And, so, I guess you say in a way, I trust what they say. Yes, I did my own. I got a little different vibe off of him. I get more of the vibe that he's, yes, I trust what they say. I'm not saying I don't believe all of it. I just, certain parts of it. I think he was grossly negligent in the fact that I think he had every sign there. He had every indication that something was wrong, was deeply wrong. And I think this dude was just trying to get the hell out of there. I think he could not wait. There is an interview of him, and he says Fort Bliss, which is where he was delayed being transferred, instead of Fort Hood, in that interview. To me, that shows desperation almost. Like, he just wants to get the fuck up out of Fort Hood. Because, like I said, I don't think he's kind of one of the top ones. I don't think he's one of the ones that's leading things, if that makes any sense. But I think he's letting it go on. I think he, like I said, just completely grossly negligent. He wants to finish his career without having, any worries, anything. He does not want a dishonorable discharge. After, I don't remember how long he's been in there, but if he's a major general, and this is also his 4th tour at Fort Hood. So to be like, oh, I don't know, no, this stuff has been going on for years and years, since the 90s. There's been crap going on at Fort Hood. At all the bases there has. And this is one thing I wanted to clarify, because I found this information interesting. The excuse I keep hearing from people is, well, Fort Hood it's so big, it has so many soldiers, right? That's the excuse. When you look up the statistics, they did a statistics run from 2015 to 2019 on averaged violent felonies, okay? This includes homicides, violent sex crimes, kidnapping, robbery, and aggravated assaults. They did this on the 3 biggest bases that we have in America. course, they listed Fort Hood as the biggest. So people automatically assume that means they had the most soldiers. That's not what that means. That is the acreage. It is the biggest one by square mileage. It is not mean it has the most soldiers. But they like to do that. So they can be like, oh no, it's just the amount of soldiers there. Okay? So explain this to me. Fort Bragg, between 2015 and 2019, had 46,300 soldiers. They had 90, on average, violent felonies a year. At this time, Fort Hood, the biggest, had 34,300 soldiers. And they had 129 violent felonies. So, that is over a $10,000 people difference. 12,000. You know? And in the review, or in the statistics that they pull up, they tell you, well, Fort Hood's the biggest one. That's it, y'all. Fort Hood's the biggest one. That's why. It's because it's right there by Killeen. Well, I live out in New Mexico, and we have Kirtland Air Force Base, and it's right out the ghetto. And Albuquerque, look that up. Just saying. But I'm really hoping, I honestly think they need more people, more than 5 for an independent review. Oh, show you on my glass real quick. Like I said, I am, like, lining up some videos to do, like, I'll put them up and then they'll be published later, because I am going to be out for a week. It is my sister's wedding. I have my wine glass full of water. Don't make me sound so innocent. I had Red Bull in it earlier. We're not really big drinkers, but we got our cups, so I got my little team bride. But marriage. Anyway, I always think of that. It's funny, too, because little insight. Sorry. Have you guys ever seen that, movie 27 Dresses? Okay. When I got married, at Justice of the Peace, if you could even call it that. I don't know if it was, because there was a dude in the back getting arraigned yelling, "Don't do it!" Yeah, that was my wedding. I have more bridesmaids dresses than, yeah, I've been in, I don't know, honestly, I can't count how many weddings I've been in off the top of my head, 10 at least, but 3 in the last just couple years. That thing's driving me crazy. Okay, so anyway, let me move on with information. Okay, so another thing I found was that I have a big old book here, yo. Y'all don't even know how crazy of a person I am. Not really. Okay. This is what got me. And I mentioned this on my tarot reading with about Specialist Freddie De La Cruz. And it was so weird because it actually been like, it hit news probably about 5 hours prior, but I was just looking stuff up, and right before I started it, the Newsline eyesight, because it like tells you how long ago, it was like 7 minutes, and it said that they had found someone and arrested someone by the name of Barnard Linnell Moreau in Newton, Mississippi, for the shooting of Specialist Freddie De La Cruz, 22-year-old Asia Klein, and 23-year-old Shaquan Alfred. The 2 others were not in the military, but they are equally important. You know, they lost their lives too. They were young. 22-year-old Asia, 23-year-old Shaquan, Freddie was 23. You know, that's... And I know, you guys are going to tell me Killeen's dangerous. I know that. So, just... Again, I'll say, I used to live in the area. You think I was ever interested in going out and chilling in Killeen? No. I won't even lie. There were parties on the base. I was on the base a few times. I was totally of age, too. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Nothing happened to me. Thank God. Oh my God. I was so stupid. I was such a stupid kid. You have no idea. Anyway. On to my point. I've been off all day. But that's neither here nor there either. Let me do some of my weird stuff. Okay. So I found this really interesting, and I've been kind of like... There's too many coincidences of people dying in the same areas. If the facts are right, over half of these people are in the Armed Brigade Combat Team. Or in the Armed Division, somehow. On March 14th, 2020, that was when the shooting happened of Freddie, Asia, and Shaquan. And that was at 4101 East Rancier in Killeen, Texas. Now think about this. Aaron Robinson, the man that they say killed Vanessa Guillen, they said they had him there at Fort Hood. He somehow escaped Fort Hood. He got a gun. He ran, somehow made it to Killeen on the 4700 block of East Rancier. Okay? So, how far apart do you think 4101 East Rancier and 4700 block of East Rancier are? Okay? Right here. 4101 East Rancier. I'll show you guys right here. This is showing the apartment complex, okay? Here we are. Here's Rancier. You guys see the dot? Alright? 41 East Rancier. Let's see what's around it. I don't know if you guys can actually see this. So, we'll go up a little bit here because I think this is where it shows what I'm more talking about. Alright. So this is what it looks like. You can see the dot there. Okay? Try to get over here. You can see the dot. Alright? This right here says it is the Killeen Seventh-day Adventist Church. Zoom in a little more. You have the Saint Center. You have Battle County Detention Courtroom. Okay? Now, let's look up 4700 block. I think there was a cross street too. 47 East Rancier. Here we go. Do you guys notice the same water thing there? Do you notice the Killeen Seventh-day East Advent Church right there? Those apartments are right there, guys. Sorry, my finger's off. That's where those apartments are. Go look it up if you don't believe me. So you're telling me, okay, Fort Hood, that this man ran... Oh, what's going on over there off East Rancier? What's going on at the apartments in those areas? Because to me it seems a lot easier to... Yeah, here I get with conspiracy or whatever. Say what you like. But I think it's a lot easier to get out of an apartment building because you know you about to get it. You know they're about to whack you. I mean, you guys really think that they covered like this for a specialist? No way. She said a sergeant sexually harassed her. Not a specialist, a sergeant. Okay? They gotta have a scapegoat. There's always gotta be a scapegoat. Always. I think this dude knew exactly what was happening to him. And it was about to happen to him. Robinson. Do I think he had something to do with killing Vanessa? Yes, I do. Do I think it had more to do with the person that called her in? Absolutely. I think they were waiting for her. And I don't think she saw it coming. I think, I actually, in a sense, I think she was afraid. I know her personality had changed according to her mother. I know that it's fucked up, y'all. That's what it is. But you cannot convince me. I have been one of those weirdos since I was a child that has watched crime episodes. All I ever wanted to be was a detective. Okay, I wanted to be a detective so bad. I still at times, I love connecting dots. I love it. And so when I see this stuff, when I see these patterns, when I see these deaths, and you tell me that she was bludgeoned with a hammer, okay? I've watched enough. I'm not saying I'm no professional, but, and I'm sorry to be gruesome here, but picture putting a freaking paintbrush and dipping it into a thing and going like that, okay? They said that I'm sorry for the gruesome details. I'm going to warn you now. If you don't want gruesome details, click off right now. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It was so bad. They had trouble identifying her facial structure, her teeth, her whole, she was beaten, bludgeoned. Google what the word means if you don't get what that means. That means there would have been blood literally in and on almost everything surrounding it, and he would have looked like he just walked out of freaking, or just escaped from them Texas Chainsaw Massacre is what he would have looked like. And you're telling me this girl didn't put up a fight? She was strong. So either he didn't do anything to her with a hammer, because apparently there was even a hammer missing that he had responsibility for. Y'all checked up into a hammer? I read that somewhere. I was like, really? They checked into the hammer? But how much attention do they give her? What I'm saying is, it would have been a gruesome scene. It would have been absolutely disgusting, gruesome scene. And there's no way that they're going to go cover for that. Okay? I think he knew when he got to those apartments. I don't think he was at the base. When I put that connection together, I thought to myself, watch the video. It ain't a police cruiser. There's plenty of live feed online. There's plenty of women out there yelling in the street right after this happens. Jumping the fence, everything, because they hear all this craziness. The videos are out there. I watched them the day they happened. And I kind of thought to myself, that doesn't even look like Robinson on the ground. It kind of looked like a woman, but they say it was him. So if it was him, then you guys are super stupid, because somebody was going to piece this together eventually. So I'm going to ask you, what do you think is easier? To escape a military base, get a gun, and run all the way to East Rancier? Do you want to know? I guess to give you guys a better thing, if you knew the exact distance. Somebody's probably going to want to know that. I know how people out there are. Watch, my phone's all messed up and I can't even... I'll find you. I'm one of those. Well, actually, like, Fort Hood kind of goes into Killeen. Thinking about it. I remember living there, and they kind of, like, you don't realize, like, as you're driving by, you see the gates Where's my damn Google Earth? Probably under... Oh, I was looking under Google. Probably because it's under Earth. Stupid. Alright, so I know it's... Okay, there we go. I bet I can even find Ransier on here. Now that I know that little blodget, there's a little detector here I have, or not detector, I'm sorry, there's a little thing I noticed that is like an indicator of where Ransier is. Okay. It's like, no, you already looked us up so many times, we're done with you, lady. Go find something else to do with your life. Oh, okay. Now it's gonna work with me. Okay. Here we go. Have my bubble. So, there we go. 4700 block. It's right up here. Sorry. It says it right there. 4700 block East Ransier. You can go look up where they say he was shot. And there, right there, is Fort Hood. Sorry, wrong now. I'm doing this kind of backwards. Fort Hood. It says it right there. Yeah. I will get in there. Fort Hood. To there. I'm not one for conspiracies, I'm one for facts. Okay? You have 2 men drowned at, or was it, let me make sure I get it correct. Stillhouse Hollow Lake. Mejor Muerta drowned. Specialist Francisco Gilberto Hernandez Vargas drowned at Stillhouse Hollow Lake. Freddie De La Cruz was shot at the Summerlin Apartments on 4101 East Ransier. And a few blocks down, Robinson shot himself at the 4700 block of East Ransier. All in the same year. Do you guys know how big this area is? I mean, you can believe in coincidences all you want. And we can say, oh, it's just, you know, throw at me that there's just a lot of soldiers there. Because Fort Bragg has more. And there's problems there too. I'm not going to say there's not. And JBLM. I'm actually pretty curious about them. Because I didn't mention that they had like some of the lowest when they were doing the statistics, you know, because I've been more focused on Fort Hood, I have. And that's just because... Honestly, I want answers. I want to know what the fuck is going on there. I want to know what kind of mentality are they putting into these people that's going to be for the rest of their lives. I mean, a lot of people could join the army to serve their country, yes, but also to have careers, to get educations. These are young people that want to better themselves. We want that. We don't want, I'm sorry, don't get all whatever. We don't want the crybaby snowflakes out here sensitive to the whole world, sensitive to everything that goes on, and it doesn't know, you know what I mean? It needs to go cry in a safe space every 5 minutes. We don't need any more of that shit. We have men and women willing to join the armed forces. And people are going to do this less and less. And that should be scary for us, because we need people to protect us. And who protects us? Our soldiers. So to me, if everyone wants to talk about what's most important, I think the election is highly important. But I don't want to get political. I want to talk about freaking debates. I'm not into that. I'm not into debating y'all on anything like that. because I'm one of those that, like, you know, like the Democrat side will start and then the Republican side will start and be like, yeah, and I'll be over here and be like, and on to you. Okay? To me, same ass two cheeks. Though I'm a little more pro. Probably just lost 50 viewers. Anyway. But I am going to look into JBLM. Because, remember how when I told you about those statistics from 2015 to 2019? Well, JBLM had 27,700 soldiers, and they had 109 violent felonies. So, there's something those numbers are pretty damn high too. So I think that needs to be addressed as well. And I'll get there. I don't think I have much else that I needed to really talk about. There are a lot of ties to the Armed Brigade. I think I've said that already. I've been talking to someone awesome about that. She actually, I think, posted or did a comment on everyone that was part of that, and I thought that was really cool. And that's all information you can find out there. This is all out there, people. This information is there. It's just, you know what I mean? It can be one of those things where you're like, I want answers. And then you just, I don't know, think they're going to fall into your lap, I guess. You have to really look and tie little pieces together. Like I said, I don't only do tarot. I also, my biggest thing is I kind of believe both are connected in a way. I feel that, you know, my readings help me see things. I'm not on any high level at all of tarot reading. I'm not at all. I won't claim to be. I'm a way beginner. You know what I mean? And honestly, a lot of the reason I started doing this was because the Vanessa Guillen case actually is what got me to admit to myself that I saw shit that came to reality. And I had to convince myself that I did not put this bad energy out there and make this happen. I know that sounds so incredibly stupid when I say it out loud. But when you look at someone's picture and you see them just horrid, you just see this bludgeoned face, or you look at them and you just get like, how do you explain it, like chill bumps up your body and your heart just, and I don't know, I guess that's part of being an empath on some things. And there's some people, and I just feel so much, and I just want answers. I want answers because I care about humans and their lives. And anyway, on with the Vanessa thing. Before, when I would see this, I would shut it out. I would just be like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Like, why did you just see that? Like, something's wrong with you. And then I would read on the news or see something like, just like in the Vanessa Guillen case. It was like, it's a little hard for me to talk about, honestly, but I am. When my friend sent me her picture, and he can attest to this, when he sent me her picture, I told him I see her in a fire pit. That's all I saw. This beautiful girl And the first thing I see is her in a fire pit flames. And this was back before, sorry. This was before they found her. And then something about the arrow. And so I look up on my Google Earth as I do, and I'm looking around for it. I'm looking around the areas for this arrow. And I'm thinking, okay, I think it was called Miller Spring Park. I'll show you guys exactly what it was. It was so crazy to me. Me and my Google Earth, I know. Trying to make this a little bit shorter video, but hell. Sorry. Because I want to say it was called Miller Spring Park Road. Is that where it was? Right by Belton Lake, yes. Miller Spring Park Road. Okay. So I'm looking. I see this because I keep seeing me and arrows, okay? I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they point to something. Oh, no, they don't. They're, you're stupid. You're just seeing nothing. Miller Spring, right there. Okay. Miller Spring Park. Okay, I know it's not really an arrow, but when I saw it, I was like, that's it. Okay? Alright, this is right by Belton Lake. This is right by, I'm sorry, let me prove that. There's Miller Spring Park Road right there. Okay? Here's the arrow. You guys can see what I referred to as what I was seeing. This is right off Belton Lake. I can show you. There's Belton Lake. Like I said, I had a friend that can. And then what does that? Sorry. There's that arrow. And then there's Leon River. So I wasn't spot on at all. You know what I mean? But she was found off the Leon River. So when, I don't know, I guess there comes a point where stuff just goes, maybe you need to find a different way to channel this. Instead of feeling like stupid, like I put this bad energy out there, and I put this, because I'm one of those that I do kind of believe you put it out in the universe, you put it out there to kind of happen. And so when I saw this, I told you all about my snippets, and that's how small this was. This was a fire pit, and I mean, I did tell them, like little stuff, like I see mostly just this black fire pit and trees, and but mostly it was just fire pit. And when I saw the scene right out there outside of Academy, and that she was found off the Leon River, because I wasn't thinking Leon River, I was thinking Miller Spring Park. Like, is she in Miller Spring Park? Do they have her? Like, that's where I was going with it. I wasn't thinking 15 miles. Like I was 15 miles off. It's not that great, in my opinion. It's a pretty big radius, and it's a lot of water in one radius. And a lot of places somebody could be. So, to me, that wasn't, like... But when they said that she was found burned, and when they showed that picture of the burn pit, I had no choice but to say, alright, you've got to channel this some way positive. You've got to do something positive for yourself. Take what you already do, take what you already know, and put it together. And I believe something brings you to somebody and to situations for a reason. And if I have any readers that like tarot readers or energy readers or whatever you guys, I don't know. There's so many damn words for this shit nowadays, and levels, and God, they'll attack you something fierce if you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to get into drama. I'll talk a little shit back, but other than that, I ain't got time for that. But yeah, that's kind of what brought it to me. And that's what made me start. Like I said, when I do tarot cards, yeah, I the reason I kind of give out the meanings of the cards is they do help me tell the story, but I really see pictures a lot. I really see in the pictures. I see the meanings too. Also, like if you watch me, you'll know there's times I'm like, no, this meaning, and then there's times I have to go back and refer to my damn tarot book. My memory is so bad. Like, because they say, okay, spend a day with every card, get to know it. Okay, I've done that, and I'm still sometimes like, so yeah, that's what you're working with here. But I have been accurate, and honestly, if you want my personal opinion and thoughts on that, I really don't like when I am. Well, when it's good, I like it. Like when I see something good, when I see like, I never see somebody's death as a good thing. Of course, I don't. Well, there's some people like pedophiles and stuff. I don't really care. Burn that at the stake. But yeah, that is kind of what I've gathered. That's the information I've got. I don't really have links. I don't have that stuff compiled. In my opinion, if you don't trust what I'm saying, go look it up yourself. Go check it out yourself. If I have something wrong, if I have something off, address me with it. Like, let's talk about it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind any of that, as long as you're not a disrespectful asshole about anything. It's not a good way to get to me. But if you're like, hey girl, like, you were off here, or you were kind of out of line here, or you know what I mean, something like that. And I think the name of my channel should probably describe that I am a little bit moody. I told y'all I'm a true Cancer through and through. And I always feel like they have that saying, they're like, it's not your sign, you're just a bitch. But yeah, I'm a moody one. But anyway, that is all I have for now. A big woohoo! Like, I'm super happy that they've arrested somebody. From the reading I got, they've got one other person to look for, possibly. For entertainment purposes only. And the arrest, the guy's name again was Barnard Linnell Moreau, and they found him in Newton, Mississippi, and the U.S. Marshals picked him up. And I want to say, let's give kudos where kudos are due. People, let's do that too. We have to. I mean, there's so good freaking job, y'all. Good job looking into this case, going after somebody. I mean, to find him all the way in Mississippi. Right now he's sitting in, I think they said, Lafayette County. They're about to extradite him back to pay for this crime on capital murder. And that is, I mean, hell yeah. That's we're gonna, if we see some justice, I love it. That is good stuff. So a big hell yeah on the arrest of this guy. And to my subs, love y'all. And following this, I did not mean for it to go that long. Sit here and talk to myself for hours, apparently. But next will be my reading on pages here. I'm very interested in kind of reading Ryan McCarthy's energy, and there's this guy I want to look into named Colonel Patrick Disney. But that's all. Neither here nor there. And I do kind of want to look into Sergeant Bradley Moore. He was training mission, they said, gone wrong. And he wasn't, I want to say he wasn't from Fort Hood. He was just training there at Fort Hood. So I do want to look into him as well. But this one I've been wanting to get to. It's on Specialist Francisco. Why do I keep saying Francesco? That's so disrespectful. I know better. Specialist Francisco Gilberto Hernandez Vargas, 24 2nd Armed Brigade. I'll be doing a reading on him on my next video. So if you're interested in that, stick around. And bye-bye. Thank you guys. Take care of each other out there.